I have an addiction, and that addiction is brain crack. The problem with brain crack is that every single time you come up with an idea, you promise yourself it's not going to become another thing on that pile of ideas you never made. And you promise, you know, I'm really gonna finish this one, and then it doesn't happen. To be honest, most of my brain crack ideas are story ideas for novels or short stories that I really want to write, which I've never gotten around to writing. But they're boring to talk about, so I'm gonna talk about some of the most important, more interesting brain crack ideas I have. So the most recent one is right here. You can see a lot of pages of colour-coded stuff. This is actually a video game that I'm writing. Because I'm writing a video game. It hasn't become brain crack yet, but I can feel it's going to become it very soon. Basically, the idea of this game is that you wake up and you're dead. And you're a ghost and no one else can see or hear you. And you have this entire world to play around in and do whatever you want in. Although your main mission is to find out who you are, and you do it by finding things called life fragments. So for example, you pick up a Harry Potter book and then something in your mind just goes, oh yeah, in my past life, or my life, because now I'm dead, I really liked Harry Potter. And there, that's a life fragment. Decoded. There. I also want that to be one of those games with a really ambiguously gendered main character. Like, I think I'm gonna give them some kind of gender neutral name, avoid using pronouns, and give them like a variety of like androgynous type clothes. And I think that would be really cool because, you know, we need more non-binary video game characters in the world. We need more non-binary everything in the world, don't we? I also, now this is kind of the epitome of brain crack here. I have brain crack about brain crack. Okay, so imagine this. A website where somebody can post their brain crack and other people can look at them and choose the ones that they want to do. So if, for example, I had an idea for, say, a video game, but I had no idea how to do coding, I could post the game synopsis or however much information I had on it, and then a coder could come and contact me and help me make it an actual real thing. This one isn't exactly brain crack in that it's not a completely original idea that I had, but I did want to sell these bracelets that I made. And I was going to make Pride bracelet ones with the Pride colours, and that I think would be really cool, but that's never happened. I also started writing a comic when I was 12, and I couldn't draw, and I still can't draw, and I have no idea why I tried to write a comic, but I tried to write a comic about pirates or something, I think. Okay, imagine a service where you could input your friends' pictures and names and they could make top trumps cards or trading cards or something out of your friends. I want to do that. How fun would that be? So, like I said, the vast majority of my brain crack comes from things I was intending to write that I never wrote, and I actually tried to write a Doctor Who script a long time ago. I don't even think I have it anymore, but I remember it. It was set in a prison. It was about the Doctor finding a new companion who was a boy. I think his name is Adam or Andrew or Albert or something, and he was in the prison, and the Doctor was like, oh, why are you in prison? And he was like, well, why are you in prison? And the Doctor was like, well, I accidentally blew something up with my regeneration energy, obviously. Speaking of that, I found something that gave me a little pang of nostalgia. I'm gonna go get it. So I don't know if you ever did this thing where for like birthday parties and stuff you could go to a pottery place and decorate a plate, but I did a Doctor Who one here, and this is so long ago. It's the 11th Doctor and his new companion. So this was before the 11th Doctor was a thing, and I was his companion, and he's ginger. Oh, it's adorable. I'm sure I had more brain crack. I think I've just forgotten it all. I think the vast majority of my brain crack comes when I'm listening to a song and then I go, this song is so good I want to direct an entire short film to do with this song, and then a plotline never happens. Actually, that reminds me of a brain crack that I've had there. Back when I first got this camera and I started vlogging more regularly, it was around about Christmas time, I said, oh yeah, maybe short films are gonna be a thing this one time, and I even had a script with my friend and we were proper planning it. And then it just didn't happen. Also, I'm gonna give a quick heads up here, a quick wee promo to my pal because my friend had an idea that, knowing me, if I had had this idea, would have turned into brain crack, but she has made it an actual thing, and she has made a web series, and it's not out yet, but it's gonna be out in September, so it's very soon, and it's called Wit Beyond Measure. It's set in Hogwarts, and it's gonna be really cool, so there's a link down there to the Tumblr and to the YouTube channel, and you should really check it out, because I, for one, am getting very excited about this. Like, I've even created a fan blog for it. Like, that's how excited I am for this. So anyway, yeah, that's all my brain crack ideas, or most of them. As soon as I turn the camera off, I'm gonna think of more, because that always happens. So if any of you want to steal any of these ideas, go ahead. You probably don't, because they're very, very vague ideas. I am now gonna go, because school has just started, but my sleeping schedule has no idea that school has just started, so I'm running on about 6 hours of sleep within the past 2 or 3 days, so I really should go and sleep right now. So I'm gonna do that. See ya!